I'd like to know where I stand.
This works, River. I like being around you. Let's give it a try.
Let's give it a try.
But if it doesn't work, we'll still be friends, right?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Is somebody actually here? Hi! Well, hello! Thank you so much for crawling into the dark recesses of the interwebs to find little old me. My name is Lainey. I am a sex educator, a former cognitive neuroscience professor, a psychological researcher in the realm of romantic attraction and romantic rejection, a cosplayer, and a huge fan of Cyberpunk 2077. And I am here today to discuss the least popular romance in the game. That is the relationship between female V and Detective River Ward. Now, I know that a lot of players out there, male and female, do not like River. Either it's because they are only playing as female V so that they can romance Judy and they feel like River's in the way. Maybe they find him too uptight.
I'm a cop. What do you think?
Maybe they find him annoyingly insecure within the relationship with V, should they choose to actually explore that. And if they actually want to explore that, maybe they feel like he dicks and ditches V a little bit.
Oh, damn. Oh, sorry, V.
Does he? Or does she?
That you don't see a happy ending?
How'd you know?
I didn't. Maybe I'm just starting to get to know you better.
Well, I can't help you if you were only in it for the Jude and this dude is getting in the way. But let's be honest, you get 3 missions with River. That's all you have to deal with. And it's not like he's grabbing V's ass or whipping out his junk. He just hits on her awkwardly for maybe 2 minutes. It's very easy to say, no, River, let's just be friends. And then just go get wasted. And then you don't have to deal with him anymore at all.
See you later, V. What's on your mind, V?
But is River annoyingly uptight? Well, I mean, you do have to be a little bit uptight and serious if you're going to be a cop. So that makes sense. And you also know, if you bother to have the conversation with him when you go to the cookout at Joss's place, that he and Joss have had some massive childhood trauma. So I feel like that would make anybody a little bit guarded. But you also see that he can be the cool uncle and play with the kids. You see a more chill side of him once he's left the force and he's decided to go on his own way and become a PI. And if you choose to romance River, he will send you some of the filthiest text messages in the game. So is he really uptight and overly serious? Or does the game just not give you a chance to see another side of him? And as entertaining as the dirty text messages from River are to me personally, I do feel like they create a bit of a continuity error. See, what happened was, I feel like one of the developers at CDPR went, oh my God, the male romances in the game just smash and dash.
Have a good day, then.
They're gone once you've completed the quest line. In other words, once you've had sex. That might be a problem. So let's add some extra content. Let's just add some text messages. Okay, but they kept this.
Been having this thought lately.
Oh, what?
Us. Can't get it out of my head.
That you don't see a happy ending?
How'd you know?
I didn't. Maybe I'm just starting to get to know you better.
Anyway, It's stupid. Rambling. Just forget I said anything.
Already forgotten.
So what do you think? Does this seem like a guy who feels secure in his relationship? No, he doesn't. He shouldn't. It isn't secure. She's not into him.
Just don't fall in love with me.
Oh, but I forgot to mention one area, just one, where River is positively bursting with confidence. See for yourself.
You're turning down the best damn lover in this old trailer park.
Best jambalaya, best coffee.
Come on, keep it coming. And
Just that.
So clearly the guy thinks he's dynamite in bed, but is he dynamite in bed? I mean, it's been my personal experience that guys who brag about their sexual prowess are either underwhelming or just fucking weird.
Well, he had quirks between the sheets, I mean.
But you have to remember that there is no such thing as being universally good in bed. It all depends on the interpersonal dynamic between the partners. And if you ask me, if River was a really sexually passionate guy with big dick energy, he would have just grabbed V and fucked her on top of the water tower instead of going downstairs and fucking her quietly with kids asleep in the next room. Just my opinion.
This a romantic stroll by chance?
Not about to pick you flowers, if that's what you're asking. Please, don't string me along.
That the pickup line you settled on? 'Cause maybe heard 3 in my life that were worse. And just a little at that.
And am I left with the impression that V is not into River because in every single playthrough, I've just always picked the wrong dialogue options? No. There is no way. It doesn't matter which dialogue options you choose. It will always end up with this.
But if it doesn't work, we'll still be friends, right?
And let's explore a couple of those dialogue options, shall we? You can initially respond favorably to River's advances and then tell him no once he confesses that he's in love with you.
Too late, V. Too late.
River, I can't. I'm sorry.
You can take things all the way and then tell him the next morning that it really didn't mean anything.
Sex was good, River, but that's all it was.
I like you, V.
I like you too, which is all the more reason.
I don't understand.
Don't want to turn this into a whole thing, okay? We had fun. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Or you can take things all the way. You can have a relatively pleasant conversation the next morning. You can give him all the reassurance that the game will allow, that you are willing to give it a shot. And the game will automatically tack on this fucking line.
But if it doesn't work, we'll still be friends, right?
And River doesn't seem to like that answer very much. I mean, just look at the poor guy.
Yeah.
And to be fair, you never know if a relationship is going to work or not. I think it's kind of cruel to go ahead and call attention to the possibility that it might not work that early on. But a good relationship and a bad relationship look identical in the early stages. Even so, there are so many kinder, more compassionate, more optimistic ways to say to somebody, you know, dude, it's pretty early on in the relationship, but I've got a good feeling about this.
Best jambalaya, best coffee.
Mm-hmm. Come on, keep it coming. And?
Just that.
Unfortunately, the game doesn't give you a chance to get to know River better because the whole quest line is OVER as soon as you smash.
Oh, damn. Oh, sorry, V. Will I see you later?
Yeah, sure.
Have a good day, then.
You have no more actual gameplay interaction aside from the awkward dialogue on the steps of Joss's house, unless you choose the sun ending, and that is a fucking disaster. And I also think that it sends a rather troubling message that every single romanceable character's quest line ends as soon as you complete the bang mission. In other words, Queen of the Highway, Pyramid Song, Boat Drinks, or Following the River, the quest where you have the option of putting the moves on them and sleeping with them if you so choose, and if their sexual orientation aligns with V's gender. And yes, a full, lengthy discussion of Carrie's sexual orientation is my very next video, so watch for that.
People hear what they want to hear, though.
But romance in real life is not a quest, and sex should never be a reward. You don't just keep slotting experience points into a vending machine until sex or romance finally falls out. That is not how life works, and in my opinion, that is not how an immersive RPG should work. But if you must look at romance or sex as a quest in real life, think about it. Sex typically happens pretty early on, at least for most of us in this modern age. It's not the end.
See ya, Judy.
If anything, once you've seen each other naked, the quest line intensifies. Unless it really is just a hookup. But think about it, in Night City, we've got plenty of chances to have casual sex. We've got Joy Toys. We've got Meredith Stout, as long as you make the right choices during the pickup. If you want to live vicariously through Johnny's memories, you can have sex there. Why not make the romanceable characters genuinely romanceable? Don't end the quest line with sex. I hate that so much.
Have a good day then.
But let's go back to talking about the devastatingly underwhelming romance between female V and River. So the very first time I played Cyberpunk, if I hadn't known in advance that River was romanceable, I would have had no clue that romance was on the horizon for me if it weren't for Johnny's delightful commentary.
Cops seem to like you. Could be this one sniffing around for something extra.
I mean, seriously, the dude does not flirt. The only indications you get that River has a thing for V are comments made by other characters.
Is this your girlfriend?
Just a friend.
You know, he can't seem to stop gushing about you.
Can tell you got something to say, so say it.
Me? No. Just maybe this cop's flying straight into your pants.
Quite an observation on human behavior coming from a fucking stack of data in my head.
There are no looks from him that make you feel all mushy inside. No accidental on purpose touches.
Thanks, V.
Nothing.
At least we beat the grown-ups. We're the best!
This right here, this moment, it would have been the perfect time for him to accidentally touch her on purpose or to steal a little kiss. But no, he just looks awkward. Or right here, instead of looking like a 12-year-old boy whose sister just ratted him out, why not give V a little wink or a little smirk across the table? That would have been so cute. But the game could have also given V the option to do or say something flirtatious towards River in an earlier mission, and it didn't. Of course, I'm saying this from the perspective of someone who actually wanted to romance River. And that once again leads me to pick on the game a little bit for gyno-romantic favoritism. So let's do a side-by-side comparison of the moment of truth with V and River and the moment of truth with V and Judy. You can initially encourage River's advances and then shoot him down as soon as he says he's in love with you.
River, I can't.
So I feel like the game's saying, are you sure? This guy? Really? Are you sure? You can back out. You still want to go ahead? Okay, here you go. However, with Judy, if you miss the chance and you decide to give her a hug instead of touching her face when she's initially coming onto you, the game will give you a second chance to go all in and choose the kiss option. So if you initially miss your chance, the game will say, are you sure? Plus, the game gives V flirty dialogue options with Judy at the very beginning of the Bang mission.
Look pretty damn fine in that wetsuit.
You should see me in my Max Tech uniform.
Whoa. Mean you have one?
Indeed I do. Won it in a bet. Still hangs in my closet waiting for the right occasion.
Huh. I'm gonna hold you to that.
And as long as you're a female, she will flirt right back. If you're a male, she will shut that shit down real fast.
Look pretty damn fine in that wetsuit.
Don't go there, dude.
And now let's look at the post-coital visits that you can pay your lover. There's River. He looks pretty pissed off, annoyed at the very least, and the dialogue options are either small talk or breakup talk.
That you don't see a happy ending.
How'd you know?
But if you go see Judy, she's happy to see you. She's flirtatious with you, and the dialogue options are either small talk or romantic talk.
If I wasn't always on the move, you and I could spend more time together. Enjoy life.
Quality over quantity, V.
And then it makes perfect sense that V and Judy would go have some off-screen sexy time, although that bed is really small. But what does not make sense is that you can have the awkward, maybe we're gonna break up, I don't think this is working conversation with River, and then go presumably have some off-screen sexy time. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And I have to mention again that after many playthroughs, as far as I can tell, River is the only romanceable character who says, I love you to V. It's in text message, it's indirect when he says it on the water tower, but still, he's the only character who drops the L-bomb. Yet his actions are the least loving out of the 4 romanceable characters. So that makes me wonder, is he really in love with V, or is he just saying that because he's bad at relationships and he thinks that's what he's supposed to do?
But doubt I'm cut out for relationships.
I doubt you know who you're talking to.
And I really, really despise debates over what love means. What is the operational definition of love? Oh my God, dissertation flashbacks galore. Even in the most preliminary stages of research, when you're trying to find out what does love mean to you, what does love mean to you, you will get a different answer from every person. And every person you ask will be absolutely convinced that their definition of love is the only accurate definition of love on the planet. It's infuriating. So if the feelings that River is having for V feel like love to him, and he's using the word love to describe those feelings, fine. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is the assumption that the L-bomb means so much to heterosexual women that we are so hung up on that word, on those 3 little words, that we would rather hear, I love you, even through text, than feel loved through actions. Because me personally, I would prefer this.
I like you. Want to see you lots. Way I see it, there isn't anything else to consider.
Or this.
Fuck doing things by the Night City book. You and me, we deserve a round 2. What do you say?
Pencil me in. No counting rounds.
Or even this.
I could sit here with you all night.
I think I'd like that.
But that's just me. I mean, I guess I'm not that romantic. What the fuck do I know? So I think we've established that there is no hope for a happy future with female V and River, unless you choose the Arasaka/devil ending and call River from the space station playing the damsel in distress. So in case you missed my behemoth of a video about all 4 romances, this is what happens.
Made a deal with Arasaka. They cut out the chip. I'm somewhere in orbit, some backwater trajectory.
I'll fly up and get you.
They'll never let you in.
Like hell they won't.
So glad I've got you.
Yeah, good. yourself until I get there. I'm gonna find you. Hear me?
And I can already hear people screaming, toxic masculinity! Oh, he'll only make things work out if she plays the damsel in distress, and he can be the knight in shining armor that rides into space and saves her from the evil Arasakas. Now, I personally dislike the term toxic masculinity. I feel like it's overused and I feel like it's misused. I prefer the term maladaptive masculinity, but nobody cares about that. So, is this maladaptive masculinity? Well, I don't necessarily think it is. Keep in mind that River used to be a cop. It was his job to rescue people, and he loves V. So why would he not want to rescue her if he perceives that she is actually in danger and she is presenting herself as being in a bit of a pickle? And even if you don't actually need his help, but you know that it's going to make him feel good to feel like he helped, why not just let him feel like he helped? That's what you do when you care about someone. Is that toxic? I don't think so. But I do think that V canonically does not give a shit about River or his fucking feelings.
But if it doesn't work, we'll still be friends, right?
So even though she obviously doesn't take him up on his offer to rescue her in the game, you see her leaving the space station by herself if that's what you choose. I have a feeling she'll run into him back on Earth and be like, oh, hey, Riv. Yeah, made it back down by myself. Didn't need you. Wanna fuck? All right, see ya. But there remains one more possible reason for V's ambivalence towards her relationship with River, and that reason is Johnny Silverhand, the fucking talking stack of data in her head.
Christ, V. Can't believe you're making me fuck a cop. Gonna go plug my ears, gouge out my eyes.
Could it be that Johnny's intense dislike for River is infiltrating V's mesolimbic pathway and preventing attraction from developing because of all of the vitriol that Johnny's construct is leaking into her synapses?
Ooh, think someone actually wants to polish Mr. Policeman's badge.
If that was the intention behind the frustratingly lackluster romance between River and V, that's kind of genius. So there you have it. Maybe I've inspired a couple of people to stop talking shit about River and accept the possibility that the writers over at CDPR were Team Judy all the way, and the whole intention behind the bad romance with River and female V was, why would anyone want this dude when they could have this Jude? But if I had been a writer on Cyberpunk 2077, I would have planted a little seed of flirtation at the very end of I Fought the Law. I would have added a mission between I Fought the Law and The Hunt, because The Hunt is a really heavy, high-stakes mission. I don't see River getting flirtatious at all during that mission. It would not have made sense. So that's why I would have added that little buffer mission where they could have further added some sexual tension, built up some sexual attraction, and then after the smash mission, after following the River, I would have brought River back in to help out Barry during Happy Together, two ex-cops talking about the corruption in the NCPD. That would have made total sense. I would have also brought River in for Dream On. I think his new PI firm could have really helped out the Paralysis with their security problem. Also, keep in mind that Jefferson Paralysis initially introduced V to River.
River Ward. Good guy. We worked a few cases together. You want to talk to him? I'll put you in touch.
So it would have wrapped things up really nicely. On top of that, I would have added little instances of flirtation within those extra missions. Nothing pornographic, nothing inappropriate, just little squeezing of the shoulder, a little hand-holding here and there. Maybe they fight off a bunch of bad guys and it's a really intense battle, and then they have a nice lover's embrace when it's all over. Oh my God. I'm writing fanfic. I am 100% writing fanfic. I am so sorry. I will own up to it. I absolutely took characters that someone else created, a story that is someone else's intellectual property, tweaked it a little bit to make it more personally appealing, and included it within the context of a critique. And that's a freaking pet peeve of mine. I hate it when people rewrite a story and basically write fanfic like I just did and pass that off as criticism. That's not criticism, it's fanfic. It is a different thing. So please excuse my fanfic. But you know what? That terrible fountain of fanfic that just spurted from my brain could also apply to female V and Judy and male V and Carrie, because all of the relationships in the game, with the exception of V and Panam, are woefully lacking in the buildup of sexual tension. But that is another topic for another time. I do realize that I'm rambling, so I'm wrapping this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't get a whole lot of views here, that's fine, but the views that I do get, oh you guys, I appreciate you so much. Please leave a like, it helps with the algorithm. Follow me on Instagram, I will follow you back. Very special shout out to you if you are watching this video on the toilet, and stay tuned for my video about Carrie's sexual orientation. I will see you there.